I do want to refer back to last week, Rye, when you said, if I may call you Rye, that you said that you finally had a good week of practice is the term you used, and it seemed to translate into better play on the ice. So how did the or the work in practice make the week better, in your opinion?
There's times when you can get a few days in a row in practice. There are actually things that you can fix. Doesn't always happen, but certainly we knew it was going to be a good week. I knew I was waiting for that week for a long time to just get the battle level, the compete level, and then systematically just get us kind of recalibrated, so to speak. You can sort of get back to your habits and fix things, and yeah, it translated for sure into the games. Now we're in a stretch here where we're playing a ton of games and not going to have that opportunity. So you want to try to keep that momentum of playing the same way and doing a lot of video along the way.
This is an odd road trip with the gaps. You play 2 games, you have a day off, play an afternoon game, you have a day off, and you have a makeup game. A lot of time away from home, but there are some breaks between games, which I think you can't be unhappy about.
Yeah, no, it's this is a trip where you love to see that Saturday, that kind of recovery day, so to speak. It's a tough trip when you go 3-3, which we've done in the past. So having a Saturday recovery day is massive, and then adding in the Sioux trip at the end of it, after a bit of a recovery day as well. I mean, it is what it is. It's not perfect, but we had to make up that game somewhere, and this was probably the best place to do it.
The level of pressure that you put on Ottawa in the first 35 minutes on Monday was crazy, but you only had a 1-0 lead. So I remember as I'm watching, I don't know how you felt on the bench, it was like, oh boy, one bounce and we're tied up, and that's exactly what happened. So, but the team didn't deflate from that. They came back, which a lot of teams might just pack it in when a couple of bad things happen.
Right, the team kept going there. That's exactly where my brain was in that first period. You keep looking up, and some of the chances we had, especially in the first 5 or 6 minutes, sometimes when you don't capitalize there, you let the team off the hook, so to speak. We were lucky to kind of get that power play at the end of the period or close to, and Terry getting that goal. So at least you come out of the period up 1. And then it is what it is when you play Ottawa. They try to do a lot of things similar to us, so it's always a low-scoring, checking affair. And our guys were able to find a way and a highlight reel goal by Amidovsky to kind of cap it off.
It seemed like there was also a little more chemistry between the lines, I've noticed, in other games. And as the progress moves forward, you did some juggling early. You're trying to find who fits best with who. And until they did run around a bit in Ottawa later on in the game, but for most of that game, and even the games before that, it looked like your groups, your line setups, matchups were working with a bit more of, they knew where each other was.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No, it does, and even lines right 1 through 4, it really did make some sense. Adding a left shot, I thought, just with processions kind of area there. So adding, Andrew up with him, that does make a difference. We had a little bit of Barry chemistry had before, and Parker and Zach have played this year a lot together, but in previous years, Shamar has played with Weigel as well. So we thought that would be something. And then Pazzi has come back as a different player since his injury. He's been really, really good. So yeah, I like the chemistry, and then the guys on the fourth line have been doing an excellent job, and they help out in the penalty kill. So there is some good roles, and kind of things are starting to slot in a little bit.
And just, they probably already asked, but a repeat question for myself. Just comments on the incredible couple of victories over the weekend. Great for the team to take this 8th spot in the division. Yeah,
it's a good timing, right, to string a couple together for sure. The results were real good. We just felt like we played much more, our type of brand of hockey. I was saying earlier, just getting back to kind of us starts always with our identity, which is our compete and our work ethic, and then just systematically getting everybody on the same page. We didn't make those glaring errors last weekend that we had the previous weekend, and those are just things that you're able to tinker and get back to and get back on track during practice. So now this week is completely opposite because we haven't had time. We're going to have to jump on the bus here early to head to Saginaw. So you're hoping that the weekend of games is going to carry over to this weekend.
So you're going straight to Saginaw tonight and then moving around from there. some border crossings and stuff.
Yeah, so border crossings, the way we'll do it is kind of hang in Saginaw for a couple nights. So we play Saginaw, play Flint, then after that head back to Canada, play Sarnia, and then head back kind of through the border to head to Sault Ste. Marie. That's going to be a good bus time. We've had some good bus time. Obviously, you head to Barrie, you come home, head to Ottawa, come home. We got a day break, and we're heading on the bus again. But you just hear the room, the energy. I think this is exactly how the guys would draw it up. They love life right now.
That is an odd question, but there's another hockey game going on Thursday night about the same time that you're playing Saginaw. So you're playing in the States the same time that this series, which has become unbelievably epic. It's going to be a distraction-filled night, at least for the fans.
I think it's just amazing. You know, we were in Barrie when Canada and U.S. played at the start. They were playing the game on the Jumbotron. The arena was electric when obviously the start of the game happened. I would imagine that, you know, Saginaw is going to do very similar, have the game. I just think for hockey, I've been watching every interview I possibly can on both sides of it. I just am addicted to that format, that tournament, and just like celebrating the game of hockey right now. It's like the coolest thing going on the planet. So it's going to be quite the game on Thursday night. Obviously, we don't get to watch it live, but certainly we'll be following it and you know, rooting for Canada.
Mike McIver made a couple absolutely unbelievable saves on Monday that keep you guys, you might have lost otherwise. I mean, he is a guy that you can put in between the pipes every game out and you have a chance to win. It may be a cliche, but it's also a fact.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that the strength of probably our team right now is starting in the net and working itself out. Jack is doing an unbelievable job as well. He stood on his head against Brampton. Then Mikey's able to go in there, played great in Barrie and in Ottawa. We got two elite goaltenders in our crease that, you're right, I mean, they're a part of our team. They know they probably need to make a couple big saves every game for us to stay in it and give ourselves a chance, and those guys certainly do that each and every night.